What is going on, people? My name is Ryan, coming back at you with another pre-workout review video, and this actually isn't really kind of like a normal review that you might expect from this channel. It's kind of a review, it's kind of something different. I'm not going to waste your guys' time with deciding what to call it. I'm just going to cut right to the chase. So, in this padded envelope right here is a very special item. This, inside here, which we'll reveal in a moment, is a tub of APS Mesomorph with the original formula. So why should you care? So anyone that's been using pre-workout for like a decent amount of time, maybe the last couple years, probably knows the significance of this. So APS Mesomorph came out in about 2013, and it was deemed the successor to the original Jack 3D, which was a very legendary pre-workout. Now, original Jack 3D and original Mesomorph actually have one huge thing in common, and that is the controversial ingredient 1,3-dimethylamylamine, or street name DMAA. This is also the ingredient that ultimately led to their demise, but it's the one that everyone loved. So once Jack 3D was banned in I think probably 2011 or 12, high-tech pharmaceuticals actually went to court to go fight for it because the issues surrounding DMAA were obviously some health concerns and whether or not it could be naturally derived from a geranium plant. You guys can Google it and actually find a lot more information about it. That's not what I'm here to tell you about, but basically high-tech went to court, they fought, and they got DMAA back in pre-workouts, at least for a couple of years. And APS Nutrition is actually kind of like a sub-brand of them. High-tech pharmaceuticals, while they do have their own brand, they're kind of like a large blanket, and they cover a lot of different brands, like Blackstone Labs, I believe, is theirs. So there's a few other ones out there, too, that I don't know. Again, that's not what this video is about. We're just going to talk about this original tub of Mesomorph that we're going to unbox here in a minute. So as for me, by the time that I started using pre-workout, the Jack 3D, Mesomorph, DMAA days were kind of gone. But these pre-workouts have always piqued my interest because it's something that people always go back to, you know. Whenever a new pre-workout comes out that's, you know, kind of good, people always compare it to either original Jack 3D or original Mesomorph. And I always thought, you know, I'd really like to try one of these just to see if all the hype around it is real. So the only modern DMAA pre-workout that I've tried is Dark Energy. They're few and far between these days. So, you know, having tried that and, you know, some other ones like Excelsior, I kind of wanted to see how the old Mesomorph stacks up against these, you know? Is it still a good player in 2020 with all these crazy pre-workouts that we have coming out now? So obviously getting your hands on something like this isn't really an easy thing to do. I actually stumbled upon this particular tub right here on eBay the other day, and I shot the guy an offer and he took it, and here I am with this tub of Mesomorph that we're going to look at in a minute. I don't know if that was the smartest thing to do, but at least we're going to get a cool video out of it. So after we open this up, talk about the label, go over everything, I'm going to try this pre-workout, and then I'm actually going to report back to you guys about how it is, and we're going to talk about how it stacks up against some of the pre-workouts of today, or maybe I'm just going to tell you guys how I was throwing up in the bathroom. I don't know. Alright, so I don't know if I can do this with the camera rolling or get it in the frame at least, but I have a knife right here. We're going to cut this open. And we're going to take it out. And what do you know? It's in another padded envelope. Good protection. Alright, let's open this. And look at this, people. Here we go. APS Mesomorph with the OG formula. You can see right here, I don't know if you can read on that tub, it does say 1,3-dimethylamylamine on it. So Mesomorph is actually, as you can see, a clear container, which is pretty nice. The powder is a little bit clumpy, but that's to be expected for the age of this thing. I mean, I have pre-workouts that are like less than a year old that are clumping. So, oh, it actually says it right here on the label. I didn't know that. It does say DMAA enhanced. So they were bragging about that. And we're going to take a look at the label here, and we're going to go over everything. And I'm going to explain what it does so you guys know. Alright, so I'm going to put the label up on the screen so you guys can see what I'm reading, and we have 3 little blends here. So first off, the serving size is 15.5 grams, which is 1 rounded scoop, and we have 25 servings per container. So first off, we have the nitric oxide complex, basically a pump complex. We have beta-alanine, L-citrulline malate, and arginine, basically. So that's 3 little ingredients there. Beta-alanine isn't really a pump ingredient. It's more for endurance. That's what's going to give you that tingling sensation. The blend is 6.5 grams. I don't know how much beta-alanine and citrulline and arginine are in here, obviously, but at 6.5 grams, I mean, assuming this has like the clinical dose of beta-alanine, that's probably not that many pump ingredients, but we're not taking this for pumps, let's be honest. Next up, we have a little creatine blend, it appears. We have dicreatine malate, L-taurine. Taurine's kind of like an all-arounder. It'll help with hydration and pumps a little bit, but it's not really one of those things that you're going to notice necessarily. Then we have creatine nitrate, ascorbic acid, 300 milligrams, which is vitamin C basically. And they disclose the vitamin C amount. I don't know if it's because they have to disclose that, but it says 500% next to it. So 500% of your vitamin C intake. It's not necessarily supposed to like replace a multivitamin or anything like that, but vitamin C does have some effect on exercise performance from some studies out there. Then we have creatine phosphate. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys, I probably didn't say that right, and I have no idea what that does. I'm assuming it's some type of creatine. I'm really not that sure. I have not seen that on another pre-workout label. And last but not least, we have agmatine sulfate, which is actually another pump ingredient. A good dose of agmatine would be about 1 gram, but again, we have this 4.5 gram blend, and we have no idea how much agmatine is in here. So rounding out the label, we have the Mesomorph Neuro-Energized Stimulant Matrix, and this is the part that we all came here for, to be honest. So this is the stimulant energy blend. First up, we have glucuronolactone. That's an ingredient that you've probably seen in some energy drinks. Then we have methylhexamine anhydrous. That is a fancy term for caffeine, good old caffeine. You guys have seen it everywhere: coffee, Monster, Red Bull, pre-workout, whatever. Even some like migraine medicines have caffeine. It's everywhere. Then next up, we have this big complicated formula. I'm not even going to bother spelling it out or saying it, but essentially what this is caffeine hydrochloride. That is like the street name for it. And to be honest, I did some research. I couldn't really find the purpose for this. I've seen that it shows up in some like migraine and headache medicines, but I don't know if there's a benefit to having that as opposed to regular caffeine anhydrous. I really don't know, but it's in here, and these people really like to use the fancy terms for things like methylhexamine instead of caffeine. Next up, we have naringin, which actually back in the day, they thought that combined with caffeine, this would have some sort of effect on energy expenditure and maybe help with weight loss, but that was actually disproven, I guess, between now and when this pre-workout was made, so that's why you don't see it on labels anymore, I guess. But it actually does have some benefits in terms of lowering cholesterol, so that might be something cool. Next up, we have the part that everybody cares about, and that is geraniburn, aka DMAA. In parentheses, we have 1,3-dimethylamylamine. So geraniburn is actually a trademark thing. I guess it's aimed at helping with fat loss, which DMAA will obviously do. It will give you a little bit of appetite suppression and help with energy expenditure. And again, this is all a prop blend. I have no idea how much DMAA is in here. I have no idea how much caffeine is in here. By doing a little Googling, I've heard that there were 60 milligrams of DMAA and 300 milligrams of caffeine, but I have no way to prove that. And yeah, that's the thing that sucks about prop blends. So the flavor that I have here is Rocket Pop. I figured that was a pretty safe flavor. You can't really go wrong with Rocket Pop, right? Obviously, the powder isn't in the greatest condition, and there's a little bit of mold here. As you can see, this black mold. So I'm definitely going to try to work around that. This is probably very stupid, but I'm going to take it, and I'm going to come back and report it. And if I die, it was all for your entertainment, so it's your fault. I'm just kidding. But seriously, don't try this. If I come back and say that I was throwing up in the bathroom at the gym, then yeah, I'm gonna highly recommend that you don't buy this, or it might work out good. Who knows? That's what I'm gonna go find out, so that you guys don't have to do it, and then I'm gonna report back. So I will see you guys when I'm back from the gym. Well, you wouldn't know it from watching the video, but it's actually the next day. I just got back from the gym, and I did take the Mesomorph pre-workout. So now we're just going to do what we usually do on this channel. I'm going to go over everything except the label because we did that in the previous clip. And I'm going to tell you about the taste and mixability, my personal experience, and who this is for, if anyone. So taste, the part that matters the least. I have the Rocket Pop flavor right here, and to my surprise, it was good. It was a pretty normal tasting Rocket Pop. It was actually pretty sweet. Just a quick, to show you guys kind of what I dealt with. This powder is very clumpy and hard, and it was actually a little bit of a challenge to kind of get like a full scoop because it was like kind of rocky. I've heard some people suggested that I put it in a blender or a food processor to, you know, get it like more powdery again. Maybe I'll try that. I'm not sure. I just used a knife to break it up and it worked okay. So overall, flavor, pretty good. I was impressed given the age of this. All right, so now for the part that matters the most, the experience. How did the Mesomorph stack up in the gym 5 years later? I really enjoyed it. I did. So I'm just going to go over from start to finish what I felt. Shortly after I drank it, the beta-alanine tingling kicked in. And like I said, because this is a prop blend, I have no idea how much beta-alanine actually is in here. But based on the tingling that I felt, I would say it's pretty close to the clinical dose of 3.2 grams. It felt really strong, so that's definitely a positive. Energy kick was there. It went in, and it actually gave me, I wouldn't necessarily say rage, but a little bit of that like pissed off feeling. You know, I was a little bit irritable in the gym. Strength was there. I did a push day, chest, triceps, and shoulders, and the weight was moving great. I was doing some heavy dumbbell pressing, and the weight was moving really good. I was really happy with it. Endurance was there. I would say that my first set probably felt just as good as my last set, and I was in the gym for about 2 hours actually, which is kind of long. So performance-wise, this was really good. Focus was there. Mood elevation, not so much. Like I said, this isn't one of those happy pre-workouts. It actually kind of gave me like a little bit of irritability, and no crash whatsoever. I still feel great after my workout. That could change later, but so far so good. All right, so who is this for? Should you go on eBay and buy a tub of Mesomorph for $60 to $80, depending on where you get it from? My suggestion would be no. Unless you're like some type of collector and you want this to put on your wall, I wouldn't do it. Because personally, while it was really good, I really enjoyed taking this pre-workout, and I can see why people loved it back in the day. I think there's pre-workouts on the market today that perform just as good, if not better, and you can save some money buying those and actually getting a fresh product that doesn't have any mold growing in it. So some recommendations that I have are Anarchy Labs Assassin. That is a super strong pre-workout. And I actually don't have the tub with me right here, but we're going to be doing a review on that one soon. One of my other favorites this year has been Imperial Nutrition Excelsior. Again, video on that coming soon. Super strong pre-workout, lots of focus. And, you know, between those two and a lot of the other DMAA, DMHA pre-workouts that are on the market today, you kind of have your bases covered with the Stim Junkie pre-workouts, and I don't really think there's a need to go and buy a $70 tub of Mesomorph. So do I regret buying this? Absolutely not. I got to try one of yesteryear's famous pre-workouts, and I got to make a sick video for you guys about it. Again, I don't recommend this unless you're like some kind of collector, or maybe you had Mesomorph back in the day and you want to have it again. I'm not sure. But those pre-workouts that I mentioned before, I will put links in the description so you can buy them at the best price possible. And that's what I would do if I'm looking for a Stim Junkie pre-workout these days. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of just me making a stupid purchase and trying it. I mean, I didn't throw up in the bathroom or nothing bad happened. It was actually a pretty good workout. So leave a like if you liked it. Leave a dislike if you didn't like it. Leave a comment if you have any questions. I will get back to you. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching.